Hi everyone, Radhe Radhe. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of sometimes not sharing everything with everyone, being not being too transparent, um, and how it can affect you. So, okay, I have a bit of a headache right now, so I might be a little bit less um, focused and energetic as usual, but I think this is an important topic to cover. Okay, so what happens is the way one of the most difficult emotions for human beings to accept within ourselves or other people is envy. It is very it is considered okay. So all the other emotions, they can be used in a good way. They can be used in a positive way. They can be used in service for God. If we're sadness, of course, is okay. Sadness gets us to the um, gets us to truth. Basically, the pain and sadness gets us to truth many times. Anger can be used in a good way. I would like angry for a just cause, angry to uphold justice, or whatever. Other emotions like that can be used for that. Like, even if greed for money can be used for that, because you can use it for good causes. But envy is one of those emotions you cannot use for anything good. Envy is just pure bad, and so we find it very difficult to accept that it's in us. But the thing is, it is there in all of us, and if we don't accept it, if we don't understand it, if we don't wield it properly, um, if we don't start from that, like any journey starts from total pure acceptance. So we need to accept that we have it in us and that other people have it in them, and we need to forgive for that. And be loving to people when we see that they're doing something from envy, and understand that this is coming from it's not natural for human beings, and they have to work through it, and at the same time find a way to protect ourselves, because people may say things that really pinch us, and that get under our skin. Like, they may try to put us down, or say something that may feel like it's I mean, I've had things like that I'm still working through. People have said some things that I'm still working through, and it's been months, and it really hurts. It really hurts. And I have this ego. So at that moment, we have an ego level layer that protects us. We put this wall in front of us, and we're like, okay, this is not true. Whatever this person said is absolutely not true, and I can do it. Even though this person's saying I can't do it, I can't. Of course I can do it. And yet it still gets under our skin. So how to get I'm going to address that part, like, while lovingly holding that this person has something in them that is um, that they have this humanity in them. So we can be non-judgmental, or we can forgive, but we can also be discerning and protect ourselves at the same time, because we don't want that thing to get under our skin. And we can also be very careful that we don't say things to put people down, or we don't say things to limit people. Oh, you will not be able to do this, this is too difficult. Or, oh, you'll never be able to do this as long as you have this kind of thing, and you're never going to not be able to have this kind of thing because of whatever blocks you have, or anything that limits. So we have to be very careful that we never limit people, no matter what it is that people are saying. Sometimes people are saying things that sound really absolutely ridiculous, like, oh, I'm going to uh, do this, or I'm going to do that, and every day somebody's coming up with something else. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and then you're like, yeah, but that doesn't make any sense, right? That's not. But you do never ever limit people, because you never know, what one idea might just click, and it might take the person. So yeah, you hold back on yourself when you feel like limiting other people, and then when people are limiting you, you also take that into account, and you learn. So the what I found is that people are very good with you, and it holds true for me as well. I'm very much human in that way, that when people are when they are better than you at something, then they'll be happy to lift you up. But when you cross them, or when you're better than them, they will try to limit you. It's difficult for people to accept somebody who is better than them, unless they're just like way way better, and then they can just but if the person can see that you're at similar level but then you're crossing, then it's difficult, it's more difficult for people. So this video is just to say, don't make it difficult for people, don't make it hard for people by putting them in that situation. Just keep things to yourself, not because you don't want to let people in, but because you don't want to trigger their envy emotion unnecessarily. You want to be able to follow your dreams also peacefully, without being without worrying about people holding you back or whatever. Just follow your dreams peacefully, quietly. You don't need to go and shout from the rooftops, oh, these are my dreams, this is what I want to do. I mean, and some people might, if they feel like they have the emotional strength to be able to handle the comments that might come along the way. But in general, just hold your journey to yourself until you get to a place where you are very strong, and where people cannot pull you down, because you've already achieved something, you've already crossed that. And then there's both ways to it as well, because if you don't tell people about your journey and your struggles, then people might not be able to help you also with it, and if you do, then they might be able to help you. So there is a balance for sure. But there is a balance. Don't just be transparent. I've been the person who has always overshared in my life. I've always been the person who's been very transparent with things, and I mean, I've had my things that I'm private, that I have privacy about, but like there are many things I'm just very open about. And what I'm realizing is that it's important to hold back, even though in that moment it might give this feeling of, this feeling of connection. I want to share this with you, and I want you to, I want you to know what I'm doing. I want to let you in. There might be this strong desire for that, but just hold off on that, and make yourself strong first. Go on that path. If you have to be alone on that path, that's okay, but go on that path and make yourself strong, and then you can share with people what you're doing. Okay, so that's it for this video. Wish you a day filled with personal and spiritual growth. Radhe Radhe.